this session, what we'll be learning, we'll be understanding about the operators actually. What are the operators which we use in Python? Plus, also we'll be learning about the string operations actually. It means that string operations. What are the string operations we will do? We can perform using Python. Okay, so these are nothing but this is the pillar actually. These are number heart of your Python. Whenever you want to learn Python, it is always better that you need to learn the operators as well as some kind of a string operation also you should be able to work on it. Not some, you have to learn everything in the string operation, right? So operators are the, I can say, pillars of any language, any programming language. You need to always learn the operators, right? So the operators can be defined as a symbol. The operators can be, I can just say operators can be defined as a symbol which is responsible for a how I can, which is responsible for a operation particular operation between two operands. See, for example, if I say something like a is equal to b plus c, right? See, b and c, right? Also even a, this we call as an this a, b, and c are called operands actually, correct? Whereas equals and plus are the operators, correct? Now assume that you are assigning the b is equal to 10 and c is equal to 20, right? You know that the result a and b, that is 30, will be assigned to the value to the variable a, right? So when you try to print the value a, variable a, it will print the 30, right? So now what happened that you are assigning a value to the variables actually. So how the Python will process everything? So when you do a is equal to b plus c, it's going to see at the right hand side what are the operators and operands are there. So it understands that there are operands like b and c, and there's an operator as a plus. So it means that it has to do some kind of a arithmetic operation. It has to do, right? So what it will do, that whatever the value b variable holds plus variable c, that summation it will do, and the entire value will be stored to the variable a. Correct, guys? So here a and b and c are operands, and plus and equals sign, this we call as an operator. So we have to learn a lot of operators in any programming language. Let it be Python, or let it be any other language, right? You will be learning about a lot of operators, and that are the heart, as I said, right? Those are the pillars actually, right? So now, so so in this case example, as I said, right, plus is an operator to perform any addition operations onto the operands. Right? And here what happened, the operand can be a variable or it can be a value also, right? Like for example, if I say the same example, suppose you're not defining a is equal to 10, only you're defining c is equal to 20, right? You can even just say like this also, a is equal to b plus 20, right? Like that also you can mention, right? So the operand, it can be a value, or it can be a it can be a variable also, or it can be a combination. So the operand, this is a common, right, across every language, right? The operand may be values or variables or combination of both actually. Combination of values and variables. Right. So basically, the Python provides a lot of different operators actually. Okay, what are those operators? Like for example, so Python provides uh, a variety of operators. So they are like arithmetic operators, and what else, guys? Arithmetic operators, assignment operator, comparison operator. These are all very, very important, guys. We have to learn all these things. Means it is pretty simple, but you have to just learn. How to just understand identity operators. What else you have? You have membership operators. Sixth is a logical operator. The seventh is nothing but your bitwise operation. So these are all the operators what we have in your Python actually. So these are different. So we need to learn little bit. We will just have an understanding about all these operators. Along with this, we'll be learning about the string operation also. But I don't think so that I'll be completing this. So this string operations will be continuing in the next class also. Okay. So now, so the thing is that here, when it comes to the arithmetic and it comes to the assignment operators, right? So what happened, right? Whatever the input value which is given, right? It takes the value as an input both, and it performs the operation on the input value, and the result will also be given as an input as a value only. Like for example, here, if you give a is equal to 10 and b is equal to 20, right? You are giving an integer value. If you give an integer value and those when it is summed, right? A and b and plus b plus c is that, but 10 plus 20 is somewhere summed, and if you're getting 30, even you are getting the output value is 30 only. It means that if you are giving any kind of input as an integer, you will get the output as an integer only. If you are giving an input as a string, at the end you will get the input output as a string only. So both in this case, arithmetic as well as assignment operator, whatever the variables you are giving, input values you are giving, right? The same input value will also get as an output also. It means that if you are passing an integer, you will get output as an integer only, right? So here what happened, right? How I can say for both of these, it takes the for both, this is common for both arithmetic as well as assignment. It takes the inputs, it takes the it how I can say takes the value, can say takes the values as inputs and perform its operation on input values and gives the values as outputs like that. So this is same across even for your assignment operators, same as arithmetic operator. Okay, arithmetic operators. Okay. Whereas this comparison operator, identity operation, and membership operators, this what happened, right? I will write in the middle here so that you will identify. Okay. So what happened right here, this will take as an input. It can take an input either the string or the integer, actually, anything. It performs an operation onto that input value. Okay. But the output it will give as a boolean. It means that it either gives a true or a false value. Here what happened, right? In operator, in arithmetic as well as assignment, you have to give the input as integer or string. It will return appropriately. If it is an input is an integer, the output will also be integer. Example like this, just saying that. Whereas for comparison, identity and membership, it always returns the boolean value. It will mean that it always return in terms of true or false, like that. So here what happened, right? It takes values as inputs and perform its operation on input values and gives output as either true or false. True or false means those are booleans, right? So that is what these three stuffs, right? These three operators, that comparison, identity, and membership. Okay, going good. What about the logical operator? So the logical operator is something like, actually it takes the input as a true or false. See here in the comparison, you can give the input either as a string or nothing but the integer values. You can give as an input with any form. It could be integer or it could be a string. Whereas in logical operator, it should always be as a false or a true as an input. It means that you have to pass the boolean value only. So what happened, right? It takes true. When I'm explaining practically, when I'm doing that, then you'll understand all these things, guys, in more better manner, I'm saying. Okay. So takes the input as a true or a false as inputs and performs the operations, performs operation on these inputs and gives output as either true or false. So it takes the input as a boolean also, and it gives a output as a boolean only when it comes to the logical operator. Bitwise operators, it takes the values as inputs, perform the operations on its binary representation and gives us a value. So what it does actually, that you are giving an input as an integer or string, right? It does some kind of a bit operation on it, and then finally it gives the value in terms of what you have given. If you are given an input as an integer, it will give the output as an integer also. But apart from it does some other different operation. It is not like for arithmetic operation how it adds it. Here it does an in bitwise operations actually. So bitwise is a little different than what it does a normal operations on the string or the integers, right? So here the operation is little difficult, little different. When I'm explaining practically, then you learn about this bitwise operator. Okay, so these are some of the important operators which the Python provides, and we will be working on this operator itself actually. So let us learn first on arithmetic operator as well as the assignment operator. So arithmetic operation, very simple, so guys. It is nothing but the arithmetic operators. You know that you have a lot of operators, right? You know very well that, like for example, you have a plus, you have a minus, you have a multiplication star, you have something as a division, right? You have something as a modulo, right? Percentage symbol modulo. We call this as a modulus or modulo, right? Modulus. And what else we have? We have something as a there's a new operator as a floor actually, which calls a floor division. Division. And what else we have? We have something like exponential actually. So this we call the exponential. So these are some of the arithmetic operators actually, which will be used in our day-to-day activity, right? So like for example, so let me, I've already logged into this Linux machine. So I'll just do a Python 3. So I'm into my Python terminal, right? Or nothing but the command line, Python command line. Suppose if I say 2 plus 2, you know very well that it will give the summation as 4 actually, right? It'll give the summation as 4, or else something 4 plus 2, 5 plus 6. So you can do any kind of an operation. It will give the value. Suppose you want to assign a variable like a is equal to 5 plus 6. See, you can say just say print a, or else just say a and say enter. It will print the value. So in the Python 3, you can print the value by just giving a variable itself. You need not to give this print statement like this. Okay. Or else, like here, you're giving a value. You can even assign a variable to a value also. For example, a is equal to 4, b is equal to 5, c is equal to, what is it, guys? A plus b, and print c like this. Or just say c. It'll print the value. Correct? Or else you can even say c is equal to a minus b. C equals a minus b. Right? And just say c. See, it'll give the value. Or you can just say c is equal to a star b. It means that it is a multiplication, right? C value. See, 20. Or else c is equal to 8 by 4. You're making a division. And just say c. Right? So I'll just say import OS. So this one you need not to worry, guys. So I'll be explaining about this and all in when it comes to the modules, right? Modules and import, right? There I'll explain. So I want to just clear the screen. That's what I did. Or else even you can do a control C, control L also you can do. If you do a shortcut of control L, that will also clear the screen. So now similarly, like you have something known as a exponential, right? For example, 3 to the power of 2 or 4 to the power of 3, right? So what we have exponential, right? We have to use this exponent star also, right? So how to do that? Like simple, 3 star of 2, see, you'll get 9, right? So you can even do like this also. A is equal to 5, B is equal to 3, right? A star B, see, exponential. Even you can store this value also this. Like for example, result is equal to A star B, and you know this very well, that right? I can print it, or else you can just print the variable itself like this, right? So now apart from that, what else you have? You have something as a modulus. You know about modulus, right? Like for example, if I say 2 divided by 7, 2 divided by 7, right? Oh, sorry, 7 divided by 2, what will happen? If you say 7 divided by 2, what will happen? You'll get the values 3, you'll get the values 3, right? So 3 is nothing but your quotient, right? And 1 will be the remainder. So if you want to always print the modulus, right? You want to print the modulus, means you have to use this modulus operator, right? Correct, no? So here, if I do same thing, 7 modulus of 2, what you're getting? You're getting the remainder. So if you do a 7 divided by 2, what you'll get? You'll get the value 3. This is not about the quotient we say, and you will get one remaining 1 actually. 1 is nothing but it is nothing but it is a remainder actually. So whenever you want to print the remainder, you will be using that modulus operator actually, right? Like for example, if you do a 8 modulus of 2, 8 modulus of 2, you'll get 0 because remainder is 0, right? So now that is what the modulus, and then we have a floor division. This is one of the new like operators which we use in Python. Python. So basically, what we do here, like for example, if I say same thing, 7 divided by 2 or 7 double slash 2, it is not modular. Sorry, which is nothing but the floor division, right? If you do it, see, you will get 3. Basically, the quotient will be 3.5, right? Suppose if you say 7 slash 2, you'll get 3.5. But you say that no, Rajesh, I want to round it off. I don't want this zero point 0.5, or I want to round it off. I want to no, keep it as a whole number. Then you have to use this double slash. Double slash, what will do? It will truncate it, and it will truncate if there is any decimal values there, and it will return you the whole value. That's what we use this double slash. Yeah, even you can, if you do a 8 double slash of 2, yeah, anyway, it is 4 only. Okay, that will only be printed, right? But if there is any decimal point, that will truncate and you'll get the whole number. Or else, suppose for example, if I do -9, let me check if it returns you the minus. Yes, it returns minus, yeah, minus 5 point something, but it is truncating and it is giving 5 actually. Correct, guys? So next is not but the assignment operator. Assignment is operator is very simple, right? You always assign some value, right? For example, you just say that, sir, x is equal to 2 actually, right? You are just saying x is equal to, right? Also, you can even say something like x is equal to 2 plus 4 something. So you can even pass more than one value, right? And you can even pass some. So here what happens, equal symbol, it is not, it's an assignment operator actually, right? So it's not only here directly, you can even say that actually something like, you can just say something like x is equal to 3. Okay, x is equal to 3 into x plus 2 something. So what it will do, how Python will interpret? Okay, it will take after the equals here on the right hand side, what it says that, oh, it is number 3 into x. What is 3? You already assigned x as 3. So 3 into 3, 3 multiplied by 3, 9. So 9 plus 2, 11. So 11, the whole 11 value again will be assigned to the variable x actually. Correct?
Hmm.
Correct. Now that's how it takes the assignment. Like for example, same thing. Let us see here. X is equal to 3. Okay, x equals, what is it? I said 3x. 3 multiplied by x. Multiply, you have to see the star symbol, right? X plus 2. See, print x. Sorry, print x. Sorry, or just say x actually. See, it will put the 11 actually.
Hmm.
So now here, guys, what happened? No, in the in case of assignment operator, right? Let me type it. In case of assignment operators, right? You have like you have something as equals actually
Hmm.
equals. Like for example, if I say a is equal to b, right? A is equal to b, or you can even say b is equal to a, right? When it comes to the other operators, like for example, you have something as a plus equals. I think you've heard of it, plus equals. Now, for example, a is equal a plus or equals b, like this we'll say. This is same as a is equal to a plus b, correct?
Correct.
So this this is more powerful, we say, when in any language compared to this actually. So here the computing is very fast compared to this actually. So it has to first take the value a, what is the value of the variable a, and what the variable of value of the variable b, then add it and assign the value to the variable a. Here, this same thing operation you can do achieve this also, but here the computing is more here. Here the computing is less actually. So similarly, what happened, right? You have something known as a I think minus equals, right? Minus equals. Like for example, if I say a is equal to minus equals of b, it is same as actually you can say that a is equal to a minus b, like this. Same thing with the star equals. Same with the slash equals like this. Same with the modulus also. Modulus equals. If you say modulus equals a of how can I say modulus equals p, it is same as a is equal to a
A of
of
modulus B.
modulus p, like this.
Okay. Do we have something as like double equals?
Hmm.
w- You have that
Double.
operator.
That is also there. It's equivalent operator actually. Equivalent.
Yeah. Can you
Hmm.
explain that?
No, equivalent operator. We will see when it comes to the condition statement, right? We will be
Okay.
more.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
We'll be
Mm.
seeing all these things actually. Like for example, let me take an example. Like for example, a is equal to 2, b is equal to 2, or b is equal to 3. Okay, a is equal to a plus b, right? And say print a, or just say a, right? So same thing, a is equal to 2, b is equal to 3. Same thing can achieve with like this. See here, a plus or b equals like this, and just say a. See, it will print 5. So this is also same, this is also same, but here what happened, right? Python is will take less computing compared to this actually. So that's what most preferable way of doing any computation is in this method actually. So now can we write a small Python script? Let us see. So I'll just say Control D. So what I will do, I'll just say, uh, can I write any like something calculator? Okay, something addition calculator, addition underscore cal dot py, right? So now a is equal to 3, b is equal to 5, something. Result is equal to a plus b. Then print uh,
X
f means format. Actually, I will tell the addition of f means formatting. I will tell you later what is that. The what is it, guys? Okay, the addition of something a and b is
equal to result. Okay. Is result.
hmm, like that. Save this.
No semicolon by here.
Mhm.
Okay.
Python So I'm just here. What happened? You are hard coding it actually.
Yeah.
For example, you are hard coding it here. So you are just hard coding A and B value, and always it will always print the 8 only. Always, right? Suppose I'll open one more terminal. I'll open the duplicate terminal so that.
So it will take the input from us like scanf.
We'll do that now. Okay. Now here, what I'll do that I have this addition cal. So now you say that see always whenever the Python is interpreting executing, it is always executing serially from top to the bottom. First it will execute the this statement first line, second line, third line, fourth line, like that. It will always serially execute from the top to the bottom. Okay. So now you will say that Rajesh, it is hard coded A and B. I don't want to hard code it, right? Basically. So what you can do here. So I'll do one thing. Let me put the comment actually. If I put hash means the Python will not interpret actually. Okay. So I'll just say A is equal to, you have to the eval. Eval means it will ask an input from the user through the keyboard actually. Input of something. Enter the first number, something.
Mm.
Hmm. Uh,
A is equal to evaluate input. Enter the second number.
hmm.
Can we give float numbers this time by when we are checking?
Hmm. What is
Ah,
in there?
yeah.
What is result A plus B, right? Any other
Correct.
things, sir?
Right.
Right. I'll say this.
Okay.
Now come here in the other terminal, just to Python 3.
Addition.
Hmm. First I'll give 10, 20, we'll get us a 30.
30. Correct.
10.2,
Yeah.
30.5.
40.7.
So
Wow.
So you can give like this actually. So
Mm.
it's just a basic simple arithmetic operation which are using plus, right?
Right.
Addition operator we are using it. Similarly, what happened, right? You have something known as a here where is it guys? Uh, Comparison operator. Comparison operator is something like like your word of greater than, lesser than, greater than equal to, lesser than equal to, like that, right? Comparison operator. Like for example, if I say in the comparison operator, you say something like 3 greater than 4. Is 3 is greater than 4? No, right? So it will return a false actually. That's what happened, right? As I said, right? Comparison identity and membership operator, right? These are on nothing but it takes input as a either integer or as a string or as a character, right? But it performs the operation and but it returns the value, it gives the value either true or false. Means it will return the either the boolean true or false or 1 or 0, like that it will return. So for all these three operators, right, it always returns the Boolean value. It will either return true or false, actually. So let us see the example here. Uh, we'll go here. Here, I'll just say Python 3. See, 3 greater than 4. It return false, right? So you can give either this or else you can even give space also. It doesn't matter actually. Okay. Or else you can just say 3 is less than 4. Yes, 3 is less than 4. It is true. Right, because here you're using this comparison operator. Comparison always returns the Boolean value. We can even assign the value also. A is equal to 4, whether 3 is less than 4, less than A. Yeah. So what happened? 3, 8 is not taking like this. Ah, yeah, you should not give space here. Fine. So here what happened, right? Like as I said, right, you are having all this, like the operators greater than, lesser than, double equals actually. Even double equals is also the equivalent operator. And also lesser than equal to, greater than equal to, like that, right? So for example, if you want to say, for example, x is there, right? You can use this x greater than y, or else, for example, x less than y. For case of a lesser than, x equal to y, it is nothing but the equality operator or equivalent, right? X of not equal to y. So even not is also there. Then what else? X greater than equal to y and x lesser than equal to y. Like that, these are all nothing but your comparison operator actually, which we use in Python. This is, of course, it's common in other languages also. Right. So let's see if it works. 4 is greater than, lesser than. So here, suppose for example, I can even combine two operators like lesser than, equal to, something like, suppose if you say 3 is lesser than 4, yes, 3 is lesser than 4 only. It will print as a true itself, or it will return a true itself, right? If I say 3 is lesser than or equal to 4, yeah, 3 is actually lesser than, it is not equal, but 3 is lesser than. Any one condition is passing, hence it will return the true only. Similarly, like that, 4 is lesser than equal to 4. Yeah, here what happened? 4 is actually not equal. 4 is actually equal to 4, but 4 is not lesser than 4, right? They are equal. Still, return that value is true itself, actually. Correct? So now here, what happened, right? For example, here you are doing a integer comparison. We are doing actually. Even we can do the string comparison also. Like for example, a is equal to a. Yeah, it is equal to a. Fine. So here what happened, right? It is going to return the value as a true. But you could say that what internally, how it is internally doing. It is actually the Python is actually internally doing with the ASCII value. You know, like every character in Python or any language, right? It internally is represented by the ASCII. It never get represented by the by that string value, by that string. But internally, the Python or any other language, right, it always interprets with its ASCII value actually. Like for example, one more example. Like for example, A, uh, is it equal to B? No, right? Because both are different, right? Because A is a different ASCII value and B is a different ASCII value, right? A, same thing, is not equal to B. That's true. It is not equal to B. That's true only. Is lay lesser than B? Let's see what is it says. Oh, it says true. How it is? How you say that it's true actually? How it is true actually? If you want to print the ordinal value or the ASCII value of a string, what you have to use, there is a inbuilt function of the ORD actually. We say ORD of A. If you print, right, ORD of A, see, it will print the value as 97. Similarly, if you do a ORD of the value B, see guys, it will print the 98. It means that the value A, see, when Python is interpreting this string A and B, this character A and B, it is in turn converting to this ASCII value. So this is not what we call the ordinal value, we call it even as a ASCII value also. So here it is comparing not with the string actually, or not with that specific character. It is actually doing the comparison with the ordinal number actually, what internally it gets actually, like that. So now you would even say that actually, suppose for example, uh, there are so many characters are there. Even there is a character of minus also. Like for example, RD of how you can say that where is minus guys? Yeah, this one. See, it is represented as the 45. Now, suppose like you say that, Rajesh, if I give the character actually, or if you give that value, can I get the character value? Or if I give the ordinal value, or if I give the ASCII value, can I get it? Yes, you can get it. So is there any function to change it? Yeah, it's there. I mean, is there any chance? So there's a CHR. CHR function is there. Like for example, for value A, it is 97, right? If I say CHR of 97, see, it will return me as A itself. CHR of, what is that? 98 is nothing but your B. See, CHR of 99. which is nothing but C, right? Like that. Or CHR of what is this 45. See, it will return this minus. So like that, what happened, right? All kind of a string or the characters or nothing but strings or the characters, actually, it is inter-represented by the Python by its ordinal number. Clear? Here also something, for example, if I do AA, is it less than B? So here what is happening? The first itself, it is doing a comparison with the B, right? A is less than B. Yes, it is less than B. Fine, it will return the value true, right? Or else, for example, if I say C of A less than B. See, first it is comparing the value of C with the A. The value of C is what? Internally, the ASCII value. It is nothing but 99, correct? 97, 98, 98. Yeah, 99 is value. Is 99 is less than B? No, right? 99 is greater than B, right? It is false actually, right? So what happened? It will return the false value. See? So it is doing a comparison actually here. It is doing a string comparison. Here what it is comparing, it is comparing with the null actually here, because after A nothing is there, right? So the first itself is getting failed, hence it is returning you the false value. Okay, clear guys, still here? Somebody has pinged. Okay.
Yeah.
Fine, good.
Yeah,
Now,
till here, bye.
now what else you have, guys? You have this is all about your comparison operator, identity operator. Yeah. So what identity operator is there? That takes the input as a and perform its operation as an input and gives the output as a true or false. Okay. So we will understand now what is the identity and membership operator. Very simple, but we need to understand. All these things will be using our scripting, right? Yes. So basically, identity will all will always represent the identity of that variable, right? For example, if you just say x is equal to 6, okay, y is equal to something like high, okay. What is the type of x actually? Type, you know that type will represent what type of it is, variable it is actually. So because you are represent x as a 6, 6 is number, it's integer. That's what happened, and automatically the Python will understand that, oh, this variable x is of a type int actually, right? So similarly, if you do a type of y, what is y here? It's a string value, because h is a string actually. You are representing a string and you're even using the quote or the single quote, it represents a string, and that you are assigning to the variable y. Hence what happened, the y will be represented by Python internally with nothing but it type would be a string actually. Okay. So now here what happened, guys, in case of a identity operator, here identity operator, we will be using, in case of identity operator, we will be using the type function actually. Type basically a function which returns the variable types actually, or the data types actually, we say. So is it clear? Okay, now I was just thinking what other example I can give. Here you could say that you have something known as a in identity, basically we have two types on it actually. There are two types of identity operators. The two types of identity operators. What are those two types? Uh, First is, second one is not. These are the two types actually. And right? And basically identity operators are basically used to find the type actually we say. Right. So identity operators are used to find the type, what type of variable it is. Or else like for example, you can even use a class or type, or you can even use object also. Anything you can use to represent it. And there are two types, is and is not actually. Like to show an example, like here, for example, you have something like same thing. Like for example, x is equal to 6, y is equal to something high. Okay, if you say type of x, what is type of x? Is number it will show the integer. What is type of y? You know that it will return the string actually. If I say type of x is type of y, is it type of y? Because no, right? It will return false actually. Because here x is 6, that is an integer, y is high, which is number integer, is I'm using this is actually. There are two types of is and is not actually. Is type x is 5? No, it is not right. It will throw an error actually. Take that, it will say false actually. Correct, guys? If x is equal to 10, y is equal to 20, is is type x is type y? Yes, it is type y, then it will return true because both are integers actually. Correct? So this is all about the identity operator. It's pretty simple. And then we have something as a membership. Membership operators are basically used to validate the membership of a value, we say. Membership operators are used to validate the membership of a value. Like for example, if I give an example for you, for example, assume that you have some kind of a list. Like for example, you have something like x is equal to, where is it? Something. I'll have some value 4, comma 5, comma 6, comma 7, something. Okay. So what I'm saying that I'm just displaying some list value 4, 5, 6. You are saying is 6 is in x. So just saying is 6 in x. Yes, 6 value is there in x, right? So it means that it will return the true value. It means that it's searching whether whatever you required is there in the list actually. Is 90 in x? No, right? There's no value 90, right? It will return false. So membership operator, it will just to use to validate the membership of a value. Is that value is available in the given list? So this is very important, guys. This is also a very important, like which we can use in our Python programming. Like for example, assume that like I'm just giving a one real time scenario. Like for example, in your real time, right? You might be working on servers where some kind of a Java version is installed. So you know that there are different Java versions are there, right? Java 11, Java 17, Java 8, right? So you will be identifying whether whatever I need for me to execute any kind of a Java program, right? I need the Python 11, sorry, I need a Java 11 to be there in my machine. Is 11 version is there or not? So by using this membership operator, right, you can make use of that effectively in no program actually. Like for example, so if I want to show you like that, what I'm saying that something, for example, valid, what I can say, valid Java value, valid Java is equal to something. Like for example, you know that the Java version we are having something like 1.6, comma, you even have a 1.7 also, comma, uh, 1.8 and 1.9. So these are all the Java versions which are there, right? Right. So assume that in your machine, in your server, there is a Java 1 point is there. Java 1 point is installed. So in your host machine or in your machine, like suppose in your host server or in your host machine, or I can just say host underscore something like Java is equal to 1.5. So what you're doing is host underscore Java in valid underscore Java. See, it returned false because this value 1.5 it is not there in this list at all, right? So can we write a small Python? Same thing. I'll just say vi member underscore, or I can say member underscore Java dot py. So if host underscore Java in valid underscore Java, so then you say print the host deployed of or host deployed with valid something Java version, right? Else print host deployed with invalid Java version, something. So this is very useful, okay? It's member operator, membership operator, right? So I'll say this file and I'll just say Python the member Java. See, host deployed with the invalid version, right? Right, because whatever the value which you are passing here, you know very well that you're passing 1.5, but 1.5 is not there here. Hence, what happened? This condition is getting failed, right? And then like else is else value. What are the else part is that print is getting executed. Or else if you're saying that you are having a valid Java, like suppose if you mention as a 1.8, you know very well that it will print the this condition is true because 1.8 is in the list, so this condition become true means this will get executed. Let us execute Python 3, see, like this, right? So now similarly, like for example, like you will be having a database installed, right, in one of the machines, right, where you have a configured database. So suppose, for example, you have n number of users. Like for example, you have a DB admin, or else you have something like a DB configuration user, or else something like a DB installer user. Like you will be having multiple users, right? So whether all these users are having a permission to do an operation onto the database, if these users are present, if these users are there, then only it will allow. Otherwise, it won't allow like that. For example, same thing. If I open that member Java, right? So like I have this one. So whenever you want to commit n number of lines, right? So in Python, always you have to use three dots like this, starting and ending with three dots like this. It means that your whole line you are commenting it like that. See, like this. You're commenting it. Mean that Python will not interpret this. It will think as it is commented all things. So you have to just always put three dots like this. So here you can just write your program. DB users is equal to, so what I said guys, DB underscore admin something underscore admin comma DB underscore what else conf configuration user, or DB underscore, suppose he is doing something like an installation, right? DB underscore installation. So something I will use something random underscore user is equal to, what is it guys? DB underscore admin. If random underscore user in DB underscore users. So whether this random DB underscore admin, is it there within the DB underscore user? Yes, it is there, right? Okay. Then it will say that print yes, this user is allowed to, suppose you want to start the DB, allowed to start the DB, something, right? Or else print this user that is not a valid user to start the DB. Right? So now if you execute it, you know very well that what would be the output, right? Correct. So you could understand that how important is that membership operator, right? Membership operator, right? What else, guys? So even the membership operator also, so it used to validate the membership of a value, right? So there are two types actually. There are two types, right? One is in and other is not in. So we have used in actually. Always whenever you want to negate actually, you can just say not in actually. So here you could see in our program, we are using in operator. In you are using a in operator. There are two types of like I'm using the in operator here. See, right? Similarly, we have not in actually. Same thing, whatever you have here in identity operator, right? In identity operator is there, is not is also there actually. I have not shown the is not, but it is the opposite of is. Is not. Right? Okay. So then what else we have? We have next is where is it? Logical operator actually. So take the input as a zero, false, true or false as input and perform the operation on the input and gives either true or false actually, right? So basically, guys, logical operator are useful to combine multiple conditions, right? For example, if I go to the my Python, so I'll clear the screen. If I just say 3 greater than 1 and uh, 1 in means membership operator 3 comma 4 comma 5. So here in the log here what happened in the logical operator, like you have a and operator, we have a or, right? We have and or. One more is there, I have forgotten, I will tell you. And or is there, but let us see the and here. So what I'm checking here in and operator, what happened, right? Whenever so here what happened, right? In the logical operator useful for combining multiple condition. Here in this case, what happened, right? I am doing a multiple condition. So 3 greater than 1. So one condition, one this one, what I call uh, one condition, and one more condition is 1 in 3 4 5. So this is not membership operator, right? So here this is true, but whereas here this is false actually, right? So in the AND operator, when any one of the operator the return value is false, it means that the whole condition will be false. So here it return as a false actually, correct? So if both are true, then only what happens, the AND operator will be set as a true. It means that both have to return as a true. Even the first case condition after computing it should return true. Even the second also should return true. Third also return true. Here I'm just using two, but you can even have multiple. You can have 3 4 condition checks with using and. Everything it should get passed. If everything are getting true, then only it return the values as a true. Like for example, same thing. So 3 or 5, 5 in it return true, right? So here we have something like a, yeah, we have not actually, yeah. You have and or not. These are the three type of logical operators in Python, right? So let me write three. There are three types of logical operators in Python. So they are and, or, and not. These are the three logical operators. Right? You can even have a multiple also. Like for example, if I say 1 less than 2 and 2 less than 3 and 4 is greater than 3. Okay? If any one condition will fail, everything will fail actually. Okay. So in AND operator, you know very well that both the conditions, all the conditions should be true. All the conditions should be true. Should be true. Then only it will return the value as a true. Then only it will return the value as true. Whereas here in the case of all, any any one condition should be true. Then it will return the value as true. Suppose assume that in all the conditions are false. All the conditions are false. Then only what happens? It will return the value as a false only. Otherwise, if any one condition is true, then OR will always return the true value. Like for example here, if I say 1 is greater than lesser than 2, yes, 1 is lesser than 2, or is 3 is lesser than 4, yeah, 3 is greater than 4, 3 is not greater than 4, 3 is lesser than 5. Here 1 is less than 2, so this condition become true, whereas this will become false. The return output will be true only because any one condition, or means any one condition should be, any one condition should always, it should always be true. Then what happens? The or, right, it will return the value true. If both the condition are true, like n1 is lesser than 2 or 3 is lesser than 4, yeah, sorry, 3 is greater than 4, right? 1 is less than 3, 3 is greater than 4, correct. So that's how what happened, guys. So you have to use this operator. Like for example, one more. I just recalled now. What is it actually? Yeah. If suppose if I say if 1 is less than 2, 1 is less than 2. What return? Yes, it will return true. 1 is less than 2. If I say not of 1 less than 2, you know well that not will always return the opposite actually, right? Negation. So 1 is less than 2 true. The true opposite, the true not is not but false. It will return false actually, like that. So not is also one of the operator will say that, right? What is one of the type of the logical operator which we used. Okay. So here what happened, right? If suppose you say that Rajesh, I will always, do I have to always use this and or anything? Can I club it? Can I make it more simple? Yes, you can make it more simple. Like for example, here uh, and is equal to all actually. You can even use all also. Like for example, come back here. This is most of the time in Python we see people use it actually. For example, if I say 2 is less than 3 and 4 is less than 5 and 5 is greater than 6 or greater than 6. So what is the value? Will get false. Correct? Now, suppose assume that I'm clubbing, I'm using and, right, so many times, right? Can I make it much more simple? Yeah, we can use all. All is same as an and actually. So all, open the bracket, square bracket, same thing, guys. 2 less than 3, comma, 4 less than 5, comma, 5 greater than 6, right? It return false. It means that you're clubbing the whole thing, but you're not using that and, instead of using all. So all is actually equal to and actually. So this is a must. This is completely a different way of representing it. That's what we use this. Like in our Python we use heavily actually. This one. Similarly, for example, you are using or also. Suppose you are having multiple conditions, like 4 5 conditions are there, but using everywhere or, right? It'll make your code little bit no lengthier. So to reduce it, actually, we can even use or also. Or is nothing but it is equal to any, actually. That is usual to any, right? Same thing. For example, here if you come here, you just do the same thing. Two lesser than, okay, or four lesser than five, or five is greater than six. So using operator, if any one condition is true, then it will be true. Can I customize it everything together? Yeah, I can use and any open the bracket. You know now the trick that you have to use this. Two lesser than three, comma four is lesser than five, comma five is greater than six. Square bracket and return. See, it return to what happened? Okay. No. Four is and two. Yeah. Correct. So return true. So you can club this or everything. Instead of using or, right? I can use this any, actually. And you can even use not, right? Not of any. What you say not of any, it will return false, actually. Because it is written true, not is not but false. It will return false. Okay. So that's all about today class. So we didn't started. So we completed up to the logical operator. Bitwise operator we'll see in the next class. Okay. And then like we'll start with the strings also in next class. So next class will be starting with the strings. I think I'll be able to complete strings, or else we'll see. Next class, guys, I will take for nearly around 1.4, 1 hour 30 minutes. I'll take. So next class. So that is on Friday. I will take it in 1 hour 30 minutes. I'll be covering the string operations, Python string operations, string, as well as I will start with the conditional statements. Like if else if, like this. These are some conditional statements I'll be using in our next class. We'll be learning about how to use these conditional statements. Yes. So I hope today's class was interesting for you. So you learned something on the operators. So these are all very much important in our while coding it, right? We'll be using these operators. Clear?
Yeah, sure. Bye. Thank you.
Sure. Thank you. So let me stop the recording.